Hello everyone, we're Team 4, my name is Brad, and our presentation is about adapting to change. So to begin, can I get you two to switch spots real quick? And then just tell me how it feels now as opposed to earlier. Does it feel a bit different?
I gotta get comfortable again.
Yeah, get settled, maybe
The
a bit.
seat's not as warm.
Well, this sort of thing's going to happen a lot, in the workplace. Maybe not this exact situation, but change overall, and it's just all about how you adapt to it. And we're going to go over those steps of identify, understand, prepare, and adapt, which is the flow that you're going to take to adapt to this change. And so I'm going to pass it on to Omar, and he's going to explain the identify step.
Dan.
Dan, you're going to go next.
Okay, so to identify a problem, I'm personally bringing you a scenario that happened to me. At our company, our CEO recently resigned, and our boards of executives suddenly became our bosses. And that introduced 5 new different cultures to our company. And all of our structure changed, the needs and wants and software as well for the accountants changed. For example, we're going from Sage to QuickBooks. Half of our accountants don't even know what that is. So that's a change. They have to adapt if they want to keep their job and do just as good. Especially since now their new bosses expect the highest results. And that's just one example of many things that are going to happen at your company that you have to adapt to on the spot. And I'll pass it to Omar for the next step.
Hey guys, some more. All right, so this is. Oh, sorry. All right. So understanding change, meaning in the way that if we come into a different workplace, going into accounting, some people may be used to wearing casual to more dressy. So you have to actually take a lot of change in perspective and adapt to it. Even if it comes to software as well, you have to learn to adapt. Changes can take in a lot, can be done in a lot of ways.
Sorry, very sorry. Omar, please continue, wherever you're comfortable starting.
So, just like they mentioned in the story as well, changes can be as well as change of management. You may be used to one manager and all of a sudden you got a new supervisor because market shifted or something. Those are the things that you have to understand, that whenever you confront change, you have to learn to adapt and be ready for change. Now, I'll pass this on to Ian.
And I'll be going over prepare. As Omar mentioned, you need to understand what is happening to the change itself, and then when you understand it, you can prepare for change. So you can, first off, you need to figure out the new demands will change, everything changes, so you need to figure out what they are. You need to familiarize yourself with the new routines. It could be starting the day earlier, starting the day later, ending the day earlier, ending the day later. You need to be open to new ideas, and as Dan mentioned earlier, they switched over to QuickBooks. You need to refresh on software. If you don't know anything about it, you need to get up to date so you can keep your job, right? And I will hand it off to Ahmed.
Okay, so just adding on to what Ian said, we're going to move on to adapt. And with adapt, basically what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're following all the new policies that your new bosses or, well, I guess your manager higher-ups have set for you. Because just because your management changed, it could also result in new policies and, like you mentioned, new software and all that. So you want to make sure you're on top of everything when you start work with your new supervisors / bosses. Second, in addition to the policies, there will be new protocols on how to handle situations, how to deal with customers, how you want to interact with your bosses as well. So whenever they send you some work to do, there could be new protocols that you need to follow in order to get the work done efficiently and effectively. So you want to make sure that you also know what new protocols are and what changes you need to make to adapt to that. Lastly, you want to be the first responder when it comes to any issues that your boss might bring up. Now this could be, I know up here it says IT, but we're in an accounting class, so I'm going to talk about accounting. Any accounting issues, if he has, I don't know, maybe something for you to balance, whatever. I guess we'll get into that once we move forward in our careers. But whatever issues that your boss might have or whatever work they might have, you want to make sure that you're the first person they approach, which means you have to bring your A game every time. Moving on, we're at resolve. Now, this process that we mentioned, all the way from identify to understand to prepare and then adapt, this process will help you adapt to change easily every time, no matter what it is. It's quite simple, and it can change according to your situation as well. And then, lastly, it gives you a sense of control over your situation. So you know what you're going into, you know what you expect from it. And yeah, lastly, we just want to make sure that you know that adapting to change can dictate your overall success in the accounting career. And these are our sources, and we'll take any questions on them. What's up? Yes.
Do you have any advice for approaching your new supervisors?
Say again, I didn't get the question, sorry.
Do you have any advice on how to approach your new supervisors? Like maybe a course of action you should take so you don't offend them or maybe you're on the same foot?
First thing first, like for experience of me having to move from one center to another center as I work for a bank, you want to ask what they expect from you. You want to ask what goals do they have, what you need to do for them, right? Because you're there to work for them under the fact that they're your supervisor. You want to please them. So.
One thing I would do is just establish this new sense of relation with them, because before they were high ups, but they didn't have the authority to fire you, but now they do. So you just want to establish, like, okay, we used to be friends before, we used to be able to talk comfortably, but that's not the case anymore because you're my supervisors, and you just act accordingly with them. So I think it'd be perfectly normal to have this conversation with them, understand what they expect from you, and just move on with that. Anything else? Yes. Oh, I thought it was a question.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.